The way I define grit is simply two things: passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Every day you wake up and you're still interested in it. You understand that it matters to other people. Growing up with a father who was very, very interested in achievement and who was more successful than whom, and at least in our family, who was more talented than others, and a mother who was very supportive, I think I really had, in some ways, what I would consider, parents who did put me on the right path to grit. In addition to being, a role model for grit himself in the way he lived his life, my dad actually articulated a very different message when he spoke to me. So when I was a little girl, just out of the blue, he would say things like, you're no genius. Of my mother, who is an artist, he would say, you're no Picasso. These are not helpful statements, but I think the thing that was interesting to me was that that's not how he actually lived his life. So my father didn't consider himself to be preternaturally gifted intellectually so much, but he worked really, really hard and was incredibly passionate. He was a chemist and incredibly passionate and took his work home, thought about it all the time. So in a way, I got these mixed messages growing up. On the one hand, my dad really modeled for me what it was like to have grit. On the other hand, I kind of got this message that if you're not really talented, you might not be as successful as, of course, he wanted me to be growing up. And so I think from very early on, I've been interested in achievement personally, and interested in this assumption I think that a lot of people make, including my dad, which is that if you're really talented, you're going to be the one who's going to achieve great things in life. And what I came to realize from my own personal experience, and certainly through my psychological research, is that that is in large part a myth, that the really talented people don't always stick with things in the long run, and people for whom things aren't super easy end up in many cases prevailing.